Now kiss.
Yellow! What's up, me wee ratlings, my army, my followers, my loyal subjects who will follow me to the ends of the earth as I enact my evil plans. Or whatever. That's right, you saw it. I'm combining The Princess Bride and Arcane, probably my favorite movie and show of all time. Like a normal person. So here's the rub. People say that, right? I'm gonna draw the Princess Bride characters and their story, but in the Arcane world, because why the frick not? Starting off, we have Buttercup, because I had to start somewhere. So I didn't change her design too much. I basically modeled her off of Robin Wright from the movie and that whole look, essentially, but with some twists to make it more Arcane-like. So, okay, for this, I was trying to think if the Princess Bride were, like, the Princess Bride story just took place in, like, Zaun and Piltover. Because I thought that'd be cool. So I was thinking Buttercup was from Zaun, and that's where she was with Wesley. Disclaimer, this will probably have spoilers for The Princess Bride, but if you haven't already seen The Princess Bride or read it, stop watching this video and go watch it. I want you to watch my videos, but this takes precedent. So I was thinking, so in the book, which I own and I adore, it's probably one of my favorite books of all time. I think it said Buttercup is like the 7th most beautiful person in the world. I don't remember the exact number. She's very pretty. And I was imagining Humperdinck, who's actually a council member in this time period. I'm just going with it. He went down in Zaun for some sort of thing, maybe like a trade, and he saw Buttercup and went, yes, that will be my wife. So Buttercup, torn by heartbreak after Wesley died, took her up to Piltover and trained her in the ways of being a Piltovian. That's right? And one of my biggest beefs with the movie, like, I love the movie. It's so good. It's so good. Everything about it. Just the one thing I could critique about it is how they made Buttercup, like, she's very damsel in distressy and just kind of like everybody else just kind of does stuff. She's just kind of standing there. Where, like, that, like, I'm not blaming, like, the actor for that at all. That's more like a directing choice. But reading the book, I much prefer her in there. Like, she's really funny in the book. She's, like, extremely sarcastic and, like, doesn't really care about what other people think of her. And it's just so melodramatic and done with the world. It's really funny to read. She, like, doesn't really... She, like, again, was, like, the 7th most beautiful person in the world and, like, wasn't even trying. Didn't even, like, care. And then, Wesley died. And she just... Well, actually, he hadn't died yet. He was, he left. And she just decided that whenever he came back for her, she was going to be the most beautiful person he'd ever seen. This book is so absurd. I love it. So yeah, I wanted to take more of the book Buttercup and bring that to this design where she just is just very tired looking. I had a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I wanted to stick with, like, her iconic red dress because that's, like, that screams Buttercup, but just making it a bit more Arcane-y. I also put, like, silver in her hair and, like, around her eyes. Again, trying to go more Piltover-esque. I think it looks cool. Like, if she lived in Piltover, what would she look like? This is my interpretation. I think it looks cool, and it was really fun to draw. And I gave her this, like, the belt thing worked really well. Like, because I was looking at, like, a lot of character designs for I'm just gonna call them Piltovians, okay? Like, they have, like those, like, solid belts. Or, like, like, almost like a back brace thing. So that worked really well for her design. And I ended up doing it on a lot of their designs because it worked. I really struggled to find like good like fashion references. So I was just like scraping together like little bits of stuff from various characters. Again, I didn't have a ton to work off of, so I was just kind of winging it and calling it good. Next up, we got Wesley. I mean, I had like, how do I'm doing Buttercup and Wesley naturally. I think I struggled with his design the most, cause I don't know, like all the black is like really hard for character designing, at least for me, to like make it contrast well and like clear what's going on. And the pose was kind of weird. I didn't know how to draw a sword like that. How do you draw a sword like that? Like, it looks weird and even like in a picture. Like, it's fine. So in my reimagination of the story, him and Buttercup like lived in Zon, and he was some sort of hired boy who was working for her family or something. Like, basically the same. I'm not really sure. Maybe they had like some sort of business, like instead of like a farm, it was kind of like Enzo's like pawn shop. I don't know. But he decides to leave and try to gain wealth so that he can to give Buttercup the life she deserves. So he leaves, which is sad, after they confess their love to each other. It's great. After they confess their love for each other, he leaves and dies. Maybe he was like working by the docks or something, and there were the pirates that were there. I have not heard any mention of pirates in Arcane, but it's by water. There's probably some sort of pirates, and it's the Dread Pirate Roberts. I'm not gonna sacrifice the Dread Pirate Roberts, okay? This was just really fun to do. Like, I don't care if it makes no sense. I just wanted to do this. So he becomes the Dread Pirate Roberts and everything, and then he goes to save Buttercup when the Zini and Ego and Fezzik kidnap her from Humperdinck to start a war between Zon and Piltover. Round of applause, please. It just worked perfectly, okay? So, I struggled to find, like, good references for, like, outfit stuff. I needed to change his outfit enough that it felt more Arcane-like than medievally, but at the same time, I needed it to be recognizable. I had the most trouble with his mask. I couldn't find a lot of references of characters who wore masks like that in Arcane. So I came up with like doing these like glass things over his eyes. I didn't know what to do. I think it looked cool, like more, because a lot of like Arcane fashion is like steampunk inspired. So I was leaning into that. Then also along with like some pirate influences. Again, this one was weird and took me a while. But I like it in the end. And I was debating on like how much of his original design was necessary to keep, and I had to keep the big old flowing shirt. Like, that's just so iconic. And I almost got rid of like the head bandana thing. It looks so weird every time I drew it. I just didn't know what to do. But it felt wrong to take it off. Like, it's important. He's the man in black. It had to stay, but yeah. I think it looks fine in the end, but I was considering just restarting over multiple times in this process because I hated it. I hated it. And I felt like I like offended Wesley or something. So, sorry, man. One thing I did add though, after I was done recording, was I added stripes to his pants. Because, like, his design felt boring, and I just, like, glanced at, like, more Arcane stuff to see if I can get more inspiration for the next one. And then I realized stripes on pants were a very common thing in the character designs, and that's very piratey. So I put stripes on his pants. And it looked cool, and I liked it. I'll show it. I'll show it at the end, but when I put them all together. But I think that really made his design like pop a bit more and look cooler. So I just finished up doing like some final things, just trying to make the different aspects of his silhouette more clear and not hate that sword. How do you draw perspective on a sword? I don't like it, even like a little like rapier thing. It doesn't. I never want to do that again. I don't recommend. It wasn't fun. And now it's time for Humperdinck and Count Rugan. This one had me just sitting at my desk wondering what I was doing with my life, and I have absolutely no regrets. So, I think just to preface this, last time I watched this, I've watched this movie like so many times, but I watched this with my girlfriend, and we were watching it, and then she just had to mention what if they were boyfriends, and it has never left me, and it's like my new favorite ship, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm just gonna say that. So I probably just ruined your movie watching experience of The Princess Bride forever now. I'm not even sorry. You know, I was gonna apologize, but I'm not. I'm not sorry. So these are... What am I doing? These are my Peltovian evil boyfriends. No regrets. So, in this whack world I came up with, like, I didn't come up with, like, I meshed the two together. Humperdinck is a councilman, and I'm thinking Count Rugan is, like, his, like, right-hand man, and, you know. So I wanted to draw them together, and their designs to kind of, really work well together, so I really try to emphasize their, like, character design aspects, and if you've read the book, the description of Humperdinck, like, I remember at least they described him as a barrel, so I tried to make him, like, shorter and wider, because I don't draw a lot of body types like that, but I tried to go for that, and then really accentuate Count Rugan's height and, like, lankiness, so they contrast well. And I chose 2 pictures of them for references, with, like, 2 outfits I consider, pretty, I guess, whenever I think of them, what is the outfit that I picture, like, go to? And, like, all of the characters wear, like, multiple different outfits throughout this, so I just tried to pick one that, like, stood out the most to me, like, for that character, and I feel like these 2 kind of, like, they go well together. I really struggled with Humperdinck, trying to make him look like an Arcane council member. Because if you, like, look at them, like a lot of the council members have, like, some sort of, like, body modification, or, like, they aren't fully human or something, or just, like, some really cool thing that, like, makes them stand out. And I don't think I quite nailed that. He just looks kind of like a guy in a purple getup. But I tried to, like, I was looking at some other pictures of him, and I found like, in a lot of his other outfits, like, all of them except for this one, he has, like, a metal necklace-y thing that goes across his shoulders that I wanted to, like, put into his design. So I thought it was, like, metal implants in his skin, kind of like Mel, and I feel like a few others. I thought it looked cool. I think in the end I could have, like, made it blend in better. Like, it just looks kind of strange, like a really fat necklace, but it's fine. It's fine. And I think I should just say, like, these are not, like, professional character designs at all. Like, I'm not a professional by any means. I just enjoy doing character design, and I have a lot of practice. And, like, whenever I'm trying to, like, do, like, a really good character design, I try out, like, a lot of different things, and, like, I'm messing with, like, silhouettes, and just trying as many things as I can. Probably not as many things as I should, like, when you think about, like, how you're supposed to do it. But for, like, these videos, I really just wanted to do some really goofy fan art. So spare me. And in the process of doing this, I realized I've never actually done fan art for the Princess Bride. I'm disappointed in myself. Frankly. I've always just loved this movie. Every time in my family, like, one of us couldn't picture every moment of it, like, crystal clearly, or if, like, somebody made a comment and we didn't get the joke immediately, we had to go rewatch. And then I went off and read the book. I'm the only one in my family who's read the book, which is kind of sad, but it's good. It was also fun, like, trying to draw, like, like, I tried to make them look like they're, like, movie bit. Like, I don't draw real people very often, so that was kind of fun, and especially for these two, I feel like I did pretty good. And I, of course, had to include Count Rugan's necessary, obligatory evil goatee. Because, yeah. For his outfit, I really liked his, like, weird, like, ribbed vest thing, and I felt like that could be very Arcane-y. So, like, I gave, like, these really pointy, angular shoulders. Shape language, and, like, metal bits. I had a lot of fun, like, rendering metal in here. And honestly, I just kind of threw bits together. I was just having fun. I don't know if it really comes across that they're in the Arcane world, but I was just imagining they were, and it was fun. You don't have to enjoy it. I did, so that's all that matters, I guess. I feel like if I were to change something, I would have tried to do more with, like, Humperdinck's head, because it looks really bare. Like, do something with his hair, or try to, like, make his crown thing from the movie more, like, somehow bring that back in, because it just looks kind of plain right now, and just, like, some sort of guy dressed up weird. I don't even know anymore. This was fun. And then, of course, like, imagining these guys just, like, being, just low-key boyfriends, but, like, they're trying to keep it secret, but everybody knows at the same time. This was fun, okay? And I also, like, again, I tried to make their colors, like, match each other and, like, color drop from the other one, so they, like, meshed together better. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did, too. And here's the obligatory lineup, which I almost forgot to do, but I didn't, so. This was fun. I have an entire list of videos I should do, like, on my phone, like, every time I think of one to do, which I have not touched, and I just keep randomly thinking of these videos to do instead, so it's fine. I'm gonna do a part 2, so I can do Vizzini, Fezzik, and Inigo, because that's. You can't do a Princess Bride thing without those guys. That is required. And this was fun. So, yeah. I'm also very tired because I drew all 4 of these guys in one day, along with, like, school and my life. Yeah. Enjoy. Like, subscribe. I don't care. Whatever you people do, I don't know.